What's up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I always love doing my kind of reflections with UFL in particular on these previous videos, and this one in particular really hits home because this was the very beginning, as you see at the top, of the crossfield L1 triangle switch. It had not yet taken over the game. This was way back in my Diamond 1 days, which is I hit Premiere very, very fast, so this is early on, right? And why it hits home so much is because at this time the game still had so much. You see the different things here that you can go over that will help you win, right? And this is exactly what I was doing to climb. I was using my 5-2-3, but it was essentially a 3-4-3, which is why it was so tricky for the opposition, because this is a time when nobody was using their wingbacks in the attack, because remember, the positioning was messed up. So the defenders didn't track as well. So yes, it was tough, but if you were good at manually defending, right, then you could utilize it. And that's where I was getting opponents, because I was attacking with 5 players, and then I had 2 center mids, not even CDMs. So I only had, at any given time, 3 players back, maybe 4, because I'd put Camavinga more up in a supporting role. Sorry, Joelinton was up in the supporting role. Camavinga is more as a box-to-box. Very attacking, and it was hilarious because a lot of players would say, 5 defenders, but it was really a 3-4-3 the way I was using it. So it just brings me back, because this 5-2-3 was ridiculous, and it was funny because a lot of players who knew football and who were really paying attention caught on to it and were able to climb as well and understood that this was a very attacking formation. Now, why this is relevant right now is because, forget, like, if you're looking at me and my videos and saying, like, man, you were so positive, then you went to negative. Trust me, I see it too. And I try to throw certain videos in there that are positive, but just look at the game overall. Like, a lot of people will say afterwards, like, dude, you're saying the same exact thing that everybody else sees. You're just speaking from a player's perspective. And it's absolutely true. So if you just take me out of the equation, right? Take all my videos out of the equation and just go to every single platform where people are speaking their mind, whether it's on X, Reddit, Discord, anywhere, UFL, Facebook. I mean, everywhere that people are commenting, the player base are commenting, it is overflowing with negativity. So it's just crazy to me. Every once in a while, you will get a comment that's like, man, you just hate the game. Why do you just hate the game? But then you see the fact that they're clearly not listening, or maybe those are, UFL Strikerz workers that are sent around to speak positive on the game. I don't know, because nobody in their right mind could say that it's any one person trying to be negative on some really good game right now, because you could not possibly have all of these people from all over the world having their own gripes about the game. Many of us have the same gripes, but everyone just a little bit different towards their own experience and why it's negative and why they're not playing. I've never seen more, I quit, uninstalled, your game's trash. UFL will try to put those posts like, who do you got this weekend? What defense are you playing? What kits are you rocking? And you'll see, like, for every, I'm wearing the new, Portugal kit, you'll see 10, not wearing any kit, your game sucks. I'm not wearing anything, I quit your game, or, And so I know it's not just me, and I've known it all along, but it does get to me sometimes because I was so supportive of this game. I tried so hard to push this game and to help players, and I still want to, right? But there's just not even new tactics to provide because the game's so broken. I know we're patiently waiting for this new patch, but I guess after 3 of these in a row, it's like it gets old, and you eventually say, okay, how many chances are they going to ask for where they're like, we got a new big one coming. Now, I have seen a couple comments, one in particular from Pepito. Shout out to him. Excellent, individual that I speak to through my channel, just through comments, literally, not on Discord or anything, but just through that, from what I see, excellent individual, and I have no reason not to trust him, and he says that the new playtesting looks amazing, that it is, in his words, a revolution of the game. So those are big words. We will see. Now, even though I do trust what he's saying, I also take it with a grain of salt, not because anything with him, only because we've seen this before with these different patches. And I don't want to get my hopes up, and I don't want to get all of your hopes up. So, I'm patiently waiting for this new patch, right? But in the meantime, I just had to point out, like, even though these videos, there's not much positive. I'm going into Showdown just trying to have any kind of fun. So I'm playing these players all over the place. Maybe some people would say trying to embarrass the game, but like I said in the video, these things are literally what these companies hire many playtesters to do. If you go watch a Madden documentary, which is the most successful gaming franchise on console, right, by far, they literally, that's their number one thing they do. Hire these playtesters that actually play the game, and they say, do everything you can to break the game, to exploit it, to do whatever you can, to make it where, like, players will hate this, right? Because we will go after that and fix those things so the player base doesn't have to deal with them. So these playtesters will do it. They'll find this cheat that works, or this one play that's so OP that everyone's going to use just that play and ruin the game. They'll find all these things, and so when the game comes out, yes, are there still going to be some things that, they missed, but for the most part, there's going to be a lot more that they figured out and were able to fix. So whether it's just me or anybody else, I strongly encourage everybody to try to find certain things that, the players who don't want them to be found, that those players would hide these things, right? I strongly urge you to get these different glitches out here, even if it's just taking one clip of something that you see like a rat or a cheat do and getting it out there on socials, because anything can help if Strikerz gets a hold of it to fix the game and actually add it into this patch. It's not, oh, I want to embarrass this game so no one ever plays it. Like I said, I play the game at a higher level, so I want the game to succeed. Anybody who's at, anywhere near a top 10, top 20, top 100 of a game would obviously want that game to succeed, because they would want to keep playing and keep climbing, and I'm no different, right? My biggest thing was once I got to that top 10 area, I wanted to be number one. It's very hard to do in North America, like in my area, because I very rarely got to play other Premier League players at the time, especially because very few had made it to Premier. And you don't get it, you don't climb as much if you play like Ruby, Diamond, all this. And unfortunately, that's a lot of who I match. Whereas, like, I'll use Zelonius before he quit the game. He was like number 3, like top 5 always. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anywhere in there. I don't think he reached number 1, actually. But he was in Europe, and he constantly played Premier League players. He actually rarely didn't. It was the opposite for me. So my point in saying that is, especially now that all these players have had a chance to climb, it would be great to grind out the game and work towards that number 1 in the world spot and continue to help others climb on my way to it, making these masterclass videos, covering all these different things to help players out. This is what I love to do. This is why I created the channel. And really, it was just UFL. That's all I had planned to do. Unfortunately, like I said, go look at all the other comments. Forget about me and my videos. Go look at anywhere else. You can see why I started veering towards other football games, because this game just wasn't cutting it. Now, does that mean in the future I wouldn't like go back towards only grinding UFL? Well, obviously, if they can get the game back where it's a true skill-based game and I'm back to grinding to that number 1 spot, of course, this is going to be the game I'm mainly playing. Just like I just finished this big FC 25 grind, because they had the friendly cups going on. They had these big evolutions going on, right? I was able to pack Prime Hullet through some of these rewards from this grind. And not only that, but upgraded my team tremendously. And so it was a really fun, like, what would you call it, cluster of different evolutions and events and different players that you could earn through rewards, not doing SBCs or not going to spend money to buy packs, but through rewards, actually, right? Even the Maradona for free that you could then upgrade all the way and then use coins, which is what I did, to get a max 92 version who's incredible, who will never leave my team. So all of these things had me playing FC, strictly FC for a bit. Now I'm getting ready to start a deep eFootball grind. That's more because I'm newer to it, and I'm challenging myself to learn a totally unique football game and climb over there too, so that I can truly reach the top of each football game, right? I mean, that's just a personal goal. UFL, I would love to get back to grinding my way to the very top. It just has to be a game that's worth grinding, that you can truly be happy about, the achievement of reaching the top, because it's a skill-based football game. Not to mention, that way I can also help others climb, whether it's tactics, whether it's videos like this, providing different ways that players can improve on both sides of the ball: passing, dribbling, shooting, defense, set pieces, you name it. Like, I love that aspect of the game and truly working on it as a player, no different than real life, and improving, and therefore you also climb up the ranks because you're getting better and better. But the game has to be skill-based for that to matter. These type of videos can't turn into, well, here's what you do. You sit all the way back, depth on one, width on one, and then you send, Van de Ven to striker, and you just sprint up the field with them, cross it back post to your other center back that you have a wing mid, and then knock it down for a goal. Like, it can't be anything with exploits. That's where this was the very beginning, where we started talking about the L1 triangle cross. As you could see here, it was just one little part of it. But after this, it started taking over to where if I did another training video a week after this one, it would have been, all right, here's what you need to do. Get the ball out wide. Make sure you have wingers in your tactics, make sure your formation has wingers, and L1 full powered, and then L1 square lob cross it to the middle. Make sure you have Holland or Darwin Nunez or any type of tall striker that can head the ball in, right? That would have been the training video. Once the game gets anywhere near that, which I have to add that during this period, I already went into that a little too much. What I mean by that is, when I thought that the L1 triangle was just going to be a small blimp in the game and it was going to be removed after this big patch that came, when they said they would remove it, which they did, but then more exploits came. But when I thought that this was just going to be a blimp in the game's, short history, I was like, okay, well, this is how you have to play right now to climb. And I was in my pure competitive mode where it was like, you had to use L1 triangle, L1 square to win games. You had to. So I said, hey, I'm competing. If you want to compete to win, use this. No different than when I released that 5-4-1 rat tactic, and I put it out to the community, and I said, hey, I can show you how to have fun and try to counter all these sit back rats, or I can show you exactly what I would do if winning was the only option. And the majority said, show us how to win. It's no fun just sitting here losing to these type of players that you play over and over and over. So show us the tactics that you would use to actually beat them. And so that's what I did. Now, is that enjoyable? Absolutely not, because they aren't skill-based. So once this game, if this game can get back to being a skill-based football game, where it's truly about getting better, learning these different areas on both sides of the ball that you can improve, and then putting them into practice, and then watching yourself improve, and then have more success, and then climb the ranks, which is the most rewarding, by the way, which is also why I'm really enjoying eFootball, because it's a totally new learning experience for me, right? The joy in learning and then being rewarded by climbing the ranks as you get better and you can see yourself improving, that's what it's all about for me, which is why I wanted to help players in the first place on this channel, and it all started with UFL. So I'd love to get back to that. Just wanted to add my 2 cents, though, that, as much as I hate the negative tone towards UFL in particular, all I have to do is just go through and read the different socials anywhere where player base is commenting, and you could see that it's clearly a largely shared opinion that this game is just bad right now. So we can only hope. I just wanted to give a little update, a little reflection, and I just can pray that we can get back to times like this where we can truly share training videos and ways that you can improve your skills in the game and then be rewarded by climbing the ranks and having success on the pitch. That's what I'd love for UFL to get back to. So that's what I'll be hoping for. I will be staying tuned in, trying to keep my pulse on where the game's at, trying to stay up to date on where Strikerz is at. I'm always looking for any tidbits of information on this supposed revolutionary update, and we will just have to wait patiently. Until then, keep grinding, keep having fun. Peace out.